Hi, Misha. Okay. I'm just gonna wait for a couple more people to get on here so that I can explain things. And how are you guys doing? Hey, Fantasy Lover. Pinky Lee. Abhishek. Sun Queen. Thank you. Thank you. I know, Pinky Lee, it's crazy. I haven't been on in a couple days now. My brother came to town, so I was just, you know, hanging out with him, spending time with him. But I'm back. And I'm ready. I have a new deck, you guys. It's kind of, like, strange. I mean, it's cool. It's just, I don't know if you guys have heard of this new deck. It's like 100% plastic. It's just the same rider weight as, you know, we always use, but it's 100% plastic, so it's supposed to last longer, you know. And I did not think it was going to be this, like, I feel like I'm holding two slinkies in my hands. Like, in both hands, I feel like there's two slinkies. Like, it's not the easiest to shuffle, but, I mean, I definitely think it's going to last a while. And I mean, I guess that's kind of the whole point of it. But, as you can see, very, very easy to shuffle, but I feel like I'm holding two slinkies in my hands. Like, it's like super, like, it's very difficult to shuffle. It's just not the easiest, but, and let me know if you guys can hear me okay. Can you guys hear me all right? If you thought I was dropping cards before, oh my god, just wait. Oh my god, just wait. Does it sound okay, or is it like, is this annoying? Because I'm sure it is. Like, it's pretty loud for me, so I'm sure it is for you. So should I kind of shuffle down here, like, just so it's not as, like, loud for you guys? Like, does that sound better down here? I just want to make sure it's not, like, annoying the whole time, you know? Okay. So, yeah, these are, I feel like I'm holding two slinkies. It's very difficult. It's like I just got this deck yesterday, and it's very easy, but it's very hard to shuffle, like, I don't know, let me try to show you. Like, see how it's just like, like that. That's what I meant. Anyway, let's get to it, okay? Let's just get to it. It's pretty crazy. So I apologize in advance because I know I'm going to drop this deck like 80 times. Probably going to get a new record today. But it's all good. I mean, this deck's pretty cool. It does have nice pictures, you know, it's pretty clean. So, alright, so, read the description, you guys. I'm going to be doing, some readings today. I will look at your personal questions. The description might be a little bit misleading. I think I'm going to answer some of your questions today, but for the most part, I'm going to look at, like, general messages for you each. Like, if I can get to all of you, that would be great, but, you know, realistically, I probably won't be able to get to everybody, okay? So let's just keep that in mind. And if you do have a personal question that you really need to get answered today, then you can go ahead and donate, and all the information for that is in the description. But if you want to sit tight and see if you get called on, you can do that too. So I'm glad you guys are here. Please go ahead and like this video if you get a chance. Please, it just takes a second. So, you know, if you haven't subscribed yet, instead of subscribing, just please go ahead and like the video and comment anything that you, you know, feel resonated, or anything you think I can improve on. I'm really interested to know about all that stuff, okay? So thanks for being here, you guys. I'm excited. Okay, let's start here. Okay. You said, when are happy changes coming in my love life? Okay, for Marumita. Oh. Two of Swords here. Okay. So it looks like you have some decisions to make, but you probably won't be making any because, you know, you don't really feel like it's your place. Like, I just feel like you don't feel that you have much authority in a situation. You feel like you're kind of just waiting, you know? You're not really making a decision, but you kind of need to, you know? Very caring individual here. So I feel almost like, even though it's a queen and it's very like a strong energy and it's, you know, she is in a position of somewhat of authority, being a queen. I still feel like that's more of your sensitive side. We could be talking about a water sign person here, possibly. And if you're not water sign yourself, we could be talking about that too. But I feel like we're kind of talking about, you know, your sensitive side and your side that's like kind of more like submissive or willing to surrender or willing to kind of like take the back seat or willing to kind of just like be nice, you know? So you may be giving yourself the short end of the stick here in a love situation. What's new coming in her love life? Anything new coming in her love life? Happy changes? Okay. So I feel like this is a good thing because it's kind of like talking about you defending yourself or trying to get your point across. It's not really about you like being submissive anymore or being kind of like quiet, like keeping quiet anymore. It's more about, you know, you taking a stand for yourself, which is good. That is a happy change here. Because it seems like you started off in more of a indecisive and kind of like letting somebody else take the lead. But now I feel like you're kind of in a position of like not really wanting that to happen anymore. It's kind of like even almost like pissed off or angry, just like really frustrated and trying to just get your point across. Like you can't really hold it back anymore. And this could bring somebody back into your life, or it could just bring you back. Like reunion could be talking about like a gathering together with somebody. It could be talking about simply, you know, you connecting back with yourself and how you used to be, or maybe just like connecting back with a person that's more you, like a person that you know, you're more connected with yourself, like you're listening to yourself more and you're more able to like take a stand for yourself. So this is like reuniting with your actual self instead of letting somebody else take the lead. So it seems like happy changes in your love life are kind of like talking about you taking a stand for yourself and not just allowing people to kind of like control the situation. And so in that way you have more authority over your own life and your heart, you know, you're like taking back your control. So that's a happy change, but it's not really, see, the question itself, I feel like you're kind of expecting it to say, you know, happy changes, like somebody from the outside is going to come in and there's going to be changes regarding, you know, actions they take. But this is kind of putting the power back in your hands and saying, no, it's going to be happy changes because of the things that you do, you know, and changes that you make for yourself. So that's positive. That's good. May not be exactly what you wanted to hear, but I feel like that's, you know, I like to put the power back in your hands, the control back in your own hands, because, you know, then you just have, you know, a lot more control over your situation, and it feels a lot better that way. It's freedom, you know, you don't have to, like, rely on somebody else or wait around for someone else to kind of, like, tell you what it is, because that's not a good feeling. Will LW offer me a commitment? Fantasy lover. Let's see here. Those of you that are new here, please go ahead and instead of subscribing, just make sure that you please like this video for me. If you want to subscribe, of course, do that, but please make sure you just like the video because it helps me out a lot to get these videos out to other people. So please go ahead and do that. Oh, Twin Lioness. You donated. Okay. All right. We will look into that. Thank you. Okay. Okay, Fantasy. That's not your question. Okay, so we will go with yours after we do Twin. So make sure you get your question figured out and be posting it. And make sure it's posted right after this reading that we do for Twin. So Twin, go ahead and post your question. Oh, okay. Alright, well make sure you have yours posted after this one, okay? Twin, go ahead and post yours, please. I keep dropping cards and I don't know where they're going. I don't see where it went. Interesting, okay. Alright, well, we'll find those later. Like, okay. Where's Twin Lioness? Twin, are you here? Hi, SJ. Did she leave? How weird. Okay. Hi, Twin. Hi. No, I'm gonna go ahead and do yours afterwards, after the donation reading, because I want to make sure to get that one out of the way. And not like out of the way, like I don't like you or something, but like, you know, I want to make sure to give you your reading. Because that's kind of the terms, is that if you donate, then you'll get yours right away. I don't want to keep them waiting after they already donated. I just need you to post your question, Twin, and we'll get started with that. King of Wands. We're just waiting for Twin to write her question, okay? And if you guys are new here, please go ahead and like this video. You don't have to, I'm not going to push subscribing. Like, if you want to subscribe, go ahead and do that. That's going to be up to you. But I would like to get you a reading if you're new here. So let me know if this is your first day here today. Like, today is your first time here, because I'd really like to try to get you a reading so you can see if you'd like to subscribe, okay? But if you can, if you're here and you're just watching or you want a question answered, please go ahead and just like this video for me really quick. I'd really appreciate that. All the information also is in the description if you don't know kind of how it works around here. So please check that out. I'd really appreciate you to check that out so we don't have to keep, you know, going over that. It would be very helpful to all of us. So thanks for being here. Nice. Twin's taking a second here, so we're just waiting on her. Cold coffee ice cream. Sounds good. Thanks, Pinky, for being mod-ish person, if that's what you consider it. I mean, that's kind of what it is, you know. I hit up Jenna today, and I'm kind of a couple hours later than, we were talking about this a couple hours ago, so maybe she'll come on today with us. I didn't let her know, so maybe I'll text her and let her know that, just so she knows, but, usually she just kind of, like, notices and jumps on, but it might be a good idea to do that. So give me a second to do that, because Jenna is, like, amazing. No offense, Pinky, you just reminded me that, about my mod. Not that you're not great. I appreciate you, you know, saying that. Thank you for your patience, everyone. Very helpful. See, she just texted me right now. That's funny. Okay. So, she actually is busy today. Right now, she tried to come on, but she just couldn't, because of, you know, things came up. So, that's fine. Totally understand. Okay. So did Twin post yet? Okay, we're gonna have to move forward, unfortunately, but whenever she gets back with her question, we'll start with her. We'll definitely, you know, go to her. So sorry about that, Twin. We're gonna have to keep moving. But whenever you come back, whenever you're ready, just go ahead and let me know. And we will start with your reading, okay? So, we're looking at, who did we have before? We had, I will definitely get to cold coffee ice cream. I just wanted to go back to the people I was doing before. The question was about, yes, will LW offer me a commitment? Okay. Let's see, will LW offer Pinky Lee a commitment? I don't do yes or no questions, but we're going to look into the energy around what his intentions are with you at this time. What place he's in, you know, what he's planning on doing in regards to love and things like that, okay? Well, LW, what is his love life, his or her love life looking like right now? And why, what are his intentions in love? His or her intentions in love currently? Okay. Kind of trying to get out of any kind of commitment, I would say, like not really too serious about commitment right now, because it's causing frustration, it's causing like bickering and arguments for some reason. He's not really like trying to, he doesn't play well with others, at least right now. Maybe something is coming out, or he's realizing something, or he's having a conversation with somebody, or he's you know, and maybe that brings about realizations. It seems like a time of self-discovery and a time of like really just trying to kind of like take the sword in his own life and basically like just do what he needs to do for himself instead of like really looking at this as like I want to be connected to somebody. So it kind of seems like right now he's not really in the place of wanting a commitment at all. So okay, Twin, I'll look at that right now, sorry about that. So yeah, basically it's not really, I don't think, personal. It just seems like it's about right now he's trying to figure himself out and figure out some things. So there's that, but I would say, you know, give it a little bit of time. Like, don't push anything right now. He seems like he's on his own little, you know, he's trying to kind of focus on himself. So obviously he's just not looking for commitment in general. But that's okay, you know. It doesn't seem like he's not wanting commitment. It just seems like he's very much self-focused on his goals and trying to figure things out. He's having a lot of realizations. Maybe something recently happened, and he's like understanding a lot about himself, and maybe he's talking with people that are older than him, and you know, he's getting more feedback and more kind of clarity on his own situation, and he's understanding himself better. So that's what I feel for that. Okay. So let me look at the PayPal question from Twin so that we can get that going. It's just going to take me a second. Oh, right on, Pinky. Thank you. It's nice. Can you guys hear the music in the background? Okay. Is Jesse my person? Sorry if you didn't want that called out. Forget I said that. But yes, I see the question. Twin. Let's look at Jesse for you. Hi, Zachary. I haven't. Okay. Tell me about Jesse for Twin, please. What do we need to know about this connection? Anything we need to know about this connection for Twin Lioness, please? These cards are freaking loud. Do you guys not hear that? Again, we have the Two of Wands. So there's actions being taken. Let's see what these are regarding. Okay. So he's having second thoughts or maybe trying to use his better judgment about something. Really trying to find happiness right now. Like really looking for whatever it is that will provide this. Like there's a goal. There's a goal to eventually come to this kind of, you know, sort of happiness. I mean, everyone's looking for this, right? But it's like he's kind of dedicated to that right now. And I would say taking actions, yeah, they kind of do, huh? It just sounds like, just kind of like, I can't imagine how that must sound for you. Hopefully not too annoying. But yeah, so he's kind of like really kind of, you know, there's a goal in mind and basically it's happiness. And we're all kind of looking for that in one way or another, right? Or in many ways. And so it's not really anything crazy, but I would just say that's what he's focused on. And, you know, since the Judgment card's here, I think he might be, you know, this could be in regards to you, you know, if that resonates. If not, then obviously don't apply it. But it could be that he's like, you know, trying to really judge whether or not it's a good idea to, you know, do anything with you or make something happen with you or keep it going with you, whatever the case is. But I would definitely say that, you know, he's thinking about happiness and he's having to judge a situation. Like he's having to second guess, or not second guess, he's having to like think twice. He's having to slow down and really reconsider things. And, you know, to see if that's the best option for him. So, let's see what else we have here for Jesse in regards to Twin. What's the connection between them? What's the outcome of this connection? Will it be a connection? Will it continue? Will it be long term? Like, what is this connection going to be? What's the energy between them? How compatible are they? There's been some clashing of needs, wants, desires, whatever, you know, goals, plans, mindset maybe, you know, a clashing of values, I guess you could say. Like, there's things that you guys are just different on, you just disagree on, and that's caused a couple issues, I would say. But, let's see what else. I would say that, you know, at least at one point, maybe they came in and offered you something, or maybe they're going to if they haven't yet. This is definitely somebody who's, like, going to be coming in and offering something, but if it's already happened, that could be why the Knight of Wands is here, because he's kind of like a non-committal, you know, not really going to stay there very long, even if, but very passionate, so it could feel like that, this is reunion as well. So I would say that this is seeming like a connection that's already kind of happened in the past. So it seems like maybe it will happen again because of the reunion card. You know, reunion kind of indicates that there's some kind of past thing that ended and now it's going to be starting up again. So it seems like there's a chance for that. But I would say that this person kind of seems non-committal. Like they came in, offered you something, they didn't stick around, and there's a clashing of values a little bit, and so maybe that's why you're kind of wanting this to continue again. But let's see what else we can get for this, like what's likely to happen if that does take place. You know, because if you allow it to, it's like it could come back in and be offered to you, and you could say no. You know, you don't have to allow it. But let's say you do allow it. And what would this relationship kind of be like? Ooh, dropped half the deck. What would this relationship kind of be like? Or what's the theme? What do we need to know about it is a better question. What do we need to know about this connection? Okay, that's good. You know, this could also be looked at as like somebody who's very independent, so it could be hard to kind of like get them to cooperate with you because it's like you guys just do your own thing and that's okay, which it should be okay, but let's see what this is really trying to say here and if this is like a good or bad thing. Like it's not generally a bad thing, but I don't know why it's, you know, trying to say this is what we need to know. So let's see. Like, you know, and on the one hand, it could be saying, like, you guys are very independent and you give each other that freedom to be independent, which is good. And on the other hand, it could be saying, like, you know, since we already have that, like, non-committal-ish card there with the Knight of Wands, it could be saying, like, okay, this person's very, like, hard to get along with because they do their own thing and they're hard to kind of tie down, you know? They're hard to, like, keep in one place for very long. It's like you never really know where they're at. They don't really feel the need to, like, check in or anything, so you kind of feel like you're not really in a relationship with them. We'll see what that's saying right now. Let me just plug in. There we go. Okay, now we won't die. Okay. So let's see what else we need to know. Like, where would this go? Why do we need to know about the Queen of Wands here for this connection? Okay. These were already flipped over, so these two. So something about the give and take in this relationship is going to be a, you know, important theme here. And also the Tower. There's going to be a lot of changes in your life regarding that, like, well, because of this, I guess you could say. Well, yeah, I would say because of this. I mean, not just directly because, like, it's no one's fault. It's just kind of because it's so maybe intense, or there's karma related, or there's something that just changes your life in a big way. Like, it's impactful, and it's going to change a lot of shit. Like, you will change a lot of shit about yourself during this situation. Maybe you already have, you know, maybe this has impacted you already to the point where it's like, yeah, Tower moment's already happened. Like, you realized at one point, like, things just had to change. Maybe because you didn't like the way it was going, or you didn't like that it wasn't happening yet or anymore, or whatever the case may be. You, I would say, probably already changed some things about yourself and probably will continue to do so the longer you keep this in your life. So it's something that's going to be pretty impactful to you and them. So, I mean, let's see about the, you know, as we continue on, are they going to be committing to you? Can we see that happening? We see there's that issue they have with commitment. Okay. But it could be coming back around, but will it stay around? Okay, and we also have the King of Wands and the Knight of Swords. So it kind of seems to me like this, like, independentness is, yeah, there's a lot of passion, there's a lot of fire. They could be a fire sign, so you could be a fire sign, Aries, Leo, Sag. But if not, you know, we're just talking about the energy of fire, and it's Queen and King, so we're definitely talking about a connection, a relationship. See these cards? Not paper. Anyway, So we're talking here about like somebody very fiercely independent, and they just kind of like do their own thing, and that could feel like unsettling if you're like water or something, very trying to like be connected more. It kind of seems like they're in their own world and they don't really need to like talk to you about it. It may feel a little bit like they're kind of neglecting you sometimes. It may feel like, if you're, especially if you're like water or something, or if you're earth and you just need them to kind of like be there and be stable every day, like a routine, it's like not gonna happen. Like, you know, it may feel a bit unsettling depending on what your element, your dominant elements are, but in your chart. But yeah, I would say that, you know, as you can see, 9 of Swords, you need to heal a little bit from this, or maybe will need to if you haven't already needed to. You know, I would say it's kind of like, it feels like you're wanting this, and it's not that they're not, it's just that they're not wanting it as much, or they're not in the same place with it as you are. Like, maybe they're just not like that in general. So it seems like it's gonna not really be what you want it to be exactly. In regards to commitment, I would say, even if it is, which I don't really feel like it is necessarily, you know, like there's, like I said, you know, it looks like there's kind of a reunion coming, but will that be exactly what you expect and exactly what you really want? Probably not, just because they seem like they're on a different wavelength than you. Unless you're able to kind of like use this, because we have the Queen and the King of Wands, so unless you're able to kind of like take those two sides and like make them work, like, you know, integrate that into the relationship, like also be that, and if they're that already, like try to make it, you know, work for you, then, you know, it's possible. But with these cards here, I feel like it's just kind of saying like you might end up disappointed and you need to heal from this, instead of like trying to, you know, wait around for it or make it happen and like being disappointed. It's like it's probably just going to not really be exactly what you're wanting personally, you know, in regards to love and relationships. Like, it may be a relationship of some sort, but it won't be like a, you know, when you ask about commitment, it's like it doesn't seem like it's a very serious commitment that they're wanting to give, you know, and that could be personal or not, but it's, I just think that you're more willing to kind of be in a very serious, like, one person thing, you know. Instead, they're kind of trying to do their own thing, and they might come back around here and there, but it doesn't really seem like they're wanting to stay around. So that's just what I'm getting from that. I was doing Twin Lioness. There you go. Okay. Thank you, Twin, by the way, for the donation. I hope that made sense to you. Hi, Jin Jin. Yeah, it'll do that sometimes, you know? YouTube. Okay, where's Fantasy? I think I was doing hers as well. And then I wanted to get cold coffee ice cream, then I'll get Jin Jin. Are you here still, Fantasy? I think you said, how is Ayush feeling about me right now romantically? Is that the question? Hi, Maggie. How's it going? Yes. Yeah, we'll go ahead and do that. Sun Queen. Yes. Okay. Okay. Is Fantasy still here? Because if not, we're gonna go on to the next person. Hi, Glitter. Okay, Okay, let's go with cold coffee ice cream. Is cold coffee ice cream still here? Yeah. Okay, good. Well, I see progress by end of year. Are you talking about in general? Like, in general progress? Or, like, in love or in your career? Like, let's focus the attention on something specific so we don't waste any time. You know what I mean? Because some people think, like, you know, it'll just come out, but it won't always come out. Because what you feel is the most important thing, the cards might not agree. So they're going to tell you what the most important thing to know for, you know, that they feel like you should know is. So, so yeah, let me know definitely what you're wanting to do that about. Like, like, specifically. I'm going to get a list going. Since I've already told a couple people, like, yes. So... cold coffee, ice cream. And then, who was after that? Jin, I think. And then, Sun Queen. In general with my health. Okay, gotcha. And then SJ, I think, was after Sun Queen, because I keep seeing that one too. Maggie. Okay, Rupali, Kelly, and then I'll stop right there for now. Just for now, okay? Until I answer these ones, then we'll continue on adding new people, okay? Just don't want to overwhelm myself with too many at once, you know? So right now, we're looking at cold coffee, ice cream. The question is anything going to improve this year, or progress this year, with your health? Okay, so you guys, you don't have to post your questions yet, but just, yes, Jin, you are, I'm pretty sure right after this one. Yes, after this one, okay? So when I call for you, though, be here so that I can, so that you can repost your question, okay? Because after a certain point, it will kind of, like, erase your question, and I may not be able to see it, so make sure you're here. Also, I won't answer it if you're not here. I'm not going to answer for no one who's not here with us, you know? So... and I will have to skip you, since these are free questions, I will have to skip you if you're not here. I will give you a couple seconds to get here and respond, but if you're not here and I already move on to the next one, then we're obviously, you know, unfortunately you're skipped, but so just try to stick around, you know, and be here when you're called, okay? Because there are other people waiting, you know, so gotta keep it moving. Okay, so we gotta look at health. We're gonna look at health here for cold coffee, ice cream. What are we looking at for your health? Do we see progressions in the next year? So you have some, this is scary seemingly, but it's really kind of cool because to me, it seems like it's a choice, really. It's kind of like there's unhealthy things that you're engaging in or that you know, it could be addictions, really. It's not really like you want to, like, be doing it, but, yeah, Kelly, you're the last one on the list for now. So once I get done with yours, we'll add other people. So, yeah, just sit tight, please, and be here if you would like that reading. But yeah, I feel like it's kind of cool because it's like putting the control in your hands. You know what I mean? It's not really like you don't have a choice. I mean, it feels like, I mean, I don't know, I don't want to like say that and have you be like, it's cancer, like I really don't have it. But just in general, what it's saying is, like, basically, there's things that you can do differently. There's things, bad habits that you have that you need to, you know, change a little bit, or completely, you know, because, and these things could be addictions, like, I mean, everything. You can be addicted to, like, sugar, you know, and if it is cancer, then, well, as far as I've read, sugar kind of feeds cancer. So, I mean, if it's sugar, that definitely, you know, should be cut out completely. So, I feel like it's just something that you're kind of addicted to. It could be anything. It doesn't have to be, like, drugs or something, but literally it's just... well, it's not necessarily... I mean, it is in your hands to the degree of what it's saying here is that, well, you'll see improvements if you do cut out these things that you're doing. Like these little habits you have or these addictions even that you have. Like, there's things that you need to cut out completely to see progress in your health. And so that's kind of cool, because it's like you do have a choice here in if you do that or not. So that's good. You'll definitely see progressions if you do those things. You know, cut those things out. Stop doing those things. Okay, what else do we have here? Stress. Yeah, they say we're addicted to stress. Like, do you ever sit there and just kind of think, like, I really need to be doing something right now. Like, I can't just sit here. Like, I feel restless. Like, I need to, like, there's something I have to be. It's like you're addicted to just stressing. Like, you know, we don't like to think of it like that, but it kind of is that way, you know? So, yeah, that's a good one. What else do we need to know about her health? What does she need to do personally? What do we need to know? Can she improve this? What does she need to know? Okay, part of this whole, like, cutting out addictions and bad habits could be that you're, you know, obviously distancing yourself from them. It could even mean, like, moving away. Maybe there's people in your life that are very toxic or hard for you to be around. Like, they're in your environment. It's just hard for you to kind of, like, stay on track or do, like, the right thing for your health, or, you know, whatever it's talking about. You need to make distance from something. And it could be people. It could just be your environment is, you know, you're around a lot of this stuff and it's just more difficult to cut it out. It's like, you know, take the steps you need to take for yourself, whatever you need to do. Like, it could be that it's just hard to do it where you're at right now. You need to make distance from things, and probably some people too. There could be a Capricorn person involved as well, just because that's the devil card. So it doesn't have to mean that there is, but I'm just throwing it out there for you because that's what the devil also represents. So, and I would say that, yeah, this is causing problems for you and other people. It's not just like you and one person. It's like maybe your roommates or your family, they're like mad because your health is declining or something. Like, I'm just giving an example, however it fits for you. But basically here, it's, you know, it's causing a lot of arguments and a lot of tension with the people around you. So it's important that we start, you know, doing this, because it's like that just adds to the stress as well, and we really don't need that, you know, on top of everything. So if we want to cut stress out, we want to cut tension out, we want to get along with the people we're around and our loved ones and all of that. So it's, you know, that's obviously adding to the stress and pressure here. And your, you know, declining health, or whatever we're talking about, and not necessarily declining health, but, you know, your health in general can see improvements if you're able to kind of cut out the stress and the tension, right? Okay. What else do we need to know here? You're gonna have to do some alone time. It seems like, you know, you kind of just going within in a huge way. Like, meditation in general is always good for people. Like, a lot of people don't like to do it, or they don't feel like they can do it because they just can't sit there for very long and just do that. It's difficult, but you can, like, and it will help you, like, not only, like, mentally and emotionally, but, you know, they say meditation really does help with health too. So it's like, I'm sure that that's part of your journey, is to start doing that. And it's not just talking about meditation though here with the Hermit card. This is also the Virgo card, if, you know, there's a Virgo involved, or maybe you're a Virgo yourself. But this is talking about, like, alone time and isolation. Not isolation because you don't have a choice, or, like, it's just like you're left alone, but it's your choice. It's not like a lonely thing. It's like you're choosing, I need some time. We also see here the Six of Swords is just saying, you know, get some distance from people and, you know, situations or environments that aren't helpful to your situation. So you gotta make some changes here and probably do some alone time. This alone time also has to be, I might look into that. That's a good idea. I don't really feel like I have enough information on that to do a whole video of it yet, but yeah, I mean, that's actually a really good idea for, like, the future, maybe. I'll write that down. And I'll start looking into that. It's actually a good idea. Okay. So yeah, it's kind of cool because I feel like it's kind of telling you, like, not only do you kind of have a choice in this, like, you can make some changes and that's helpful, you know, it's not just like you have to wait and see if it like happens for you. Like there's definitely things that you can do differently that will help your situation, but it's kind of cool because it's like, it's not just about like, will this happen or not? Am I just going to be lucky, or will God answer my prayers? It's like, no, I mean, there are some realistic things that you can actually do, which is awesome, because that gives you a lot of, I feel like that's reassuring, you know, like if I do these things, then it will be better for me, you know, like it can't not be better in like in some ways. Of course you will see progression, you know, so that's good. And I feel like that gives you a lot of control, like back into your hands, instead of just waiting or like wanting and just kind of like not knowing what's going to happen. It's like you can take action and you can like make it happen for yourself. In some way you can progress if you so first of all, cut out bad habits, whatever it is, like toxic people around you, tension, people that are crossing boundaries for you, because that's stressful. And maybe they're putting you in situations that you don't really want to be put in because you lack the ability to have boundaries. So maybe you literally just need to get yourself away from them because you can't say no. I mean, so you need to make sure that they're not there, you know? So, you know, whatever you need to do, really. Whatever you need to do, you just have to do it. Or start doing it in little ways, you know, if you can. So don't overwhelm yourself, because that's adding to the stress even more. But, and I don't see, like, the tower or anything. It's not saying, like, a sudden change in every aspect of your life. So this could be gradual. This could take some time for you to actually make these changes, like, completely happen for you, for yourself. And that's fine, you know, just make sure you're doing little things every day, and just make sure you're doing something to kind of help yourself out, because it really is on you to, you know, try to get yourself in a better mindset and a better environment and everything, so that, you know, it's easier for you to make these changes. Yeah. Alright, yeah, you're welcome. Hopefully that was helpful to you. You said it makes a lot of sense, so good. So let's see. Jin. Jin, what is your question? Go ahead and post it for me, please. Do you think I'll get the job at the Newberry Interactive School if I apply? I'm very excited to be part of that team. Okay. You are after this one, okay, Sun Queen? You're after this one. Does that mean you're an Aries? Sun Queen Aries? Is that what that is? You're right after Jin, okay? Alright. Those of you who are new here, you don't have to subscribe. I mean, I'm not going to make you do that. That's on you if you want to do that, you know. But if you are new here today, let me know so I can give you a chance to get a reading to know if you actually want to subscribe or not. So, but please go ahead and like this video. If you're new here, if you're returning, please do that for me really quick. And let's look into this question for Jin. Okay. So you're wanting to know about this job here. Will you get it if you apply? Well, yay, Wheel of Fortune. So it kind of seems like a yes, but there are things about it that will be kind of stressful. Like you'll probably be made to do a lot of work. Maybe because you're new, I don't know. I mean, just because you're going to be taking on a lot, and it might be other people's responsibilities too. Like you could be like kind of the one they're putting it all on, and maybe even taking credit for. I mean, it's just somebody who's like taking on jobs that aren't even theirs, like kind of just taking on too much when there's other people around that could be helping. You will have success in this, but I feel like it's going to be kind of stressful for you personally. I don't know if that's because like you're new and they're just putting it all on the new person, or if it's just like you're a very hard worker and people see that. Like wherever you go, if that's a pattern, then it's like, and that happens a lot, then definitely take some precautions. Like if you you know, go to jobs a lot, like new jobs, whenever you go to a new job and you notice that like you're very hardworking, so they tend to put a lot of shit on you, just make sure that you're like kind of aware of that and preparing for that, because it could be very stressful for you if you're not like having boundaries in that regard. So but if that's a pattern, it kind of seems like it's continuing. I feel like there's definitely something that you could like do about that though. I mean, you can definitely like have boundaries about that. Some people might not like it, but it's probably a good idea for yourself, you know, to not feel this 10 of Wands like you're taking on way too much and you can't carry it barely all. I'm applying as a teacher, kids. Okay. So yeah, just make sure that you're like everything is within reason and you're not like taking on too much than you can handle, because especially the first year, I feel like for teachers that's like a lot, you know, and so it could be that it's just really hard to integrate, but eventually I'm sure you'll get it. It's just that at first it might be a lot. So make sure you're not like taking on more than is reasonable, because it's like you just don't need that extra stress and the extra, you know, trouble. Yes, Rupali, you are on the list so far. There's a few people in front of you, though, so just sit tight. You are not after Jin Jin, though. There's a couple more people in front of you, okay? So, let's see what else we can get here. I feel like, yeah, though, I feel like you'll get it. It's just that, you know, it's going to be a lot of stress the first year, probably, you know? And, that's okay, you know? It's not, you know, anything crazy, but there could be a boundary issue, or maybe there's people trying to put things on you. Like, I feel like other people could be helping out, but they're not doing that, so try to prepare for that happening. And if that's a pattern for you especially, I feel like that's something that you need to also, like, recognize and do something about. You know, not do the same thing and let it just keep happening, because that's going to be real stressful for you. These cards are so slippery, it's crazy. Look. It's like gnarly. Okay. Alright. So I hope that answered your question, Jin Jin. We are on Sun Queen Aerie. So go ahead and post your question. Oops. Yeah, this deck is real easy to work with. Like, a little too easy. It's like slipping everywhere. But it is a cool deck. I mean, I feel like it will last a long time. It's just kind of like hard to get the hang of, because it's like it's not stiff in any way, shape, or form. I feel like I'm holding two slinkies in each hand, like a slinky in each hand, and it's just like, it's like almost like having two magnets in your hand. They're like kind of working against each other. They're just like all over the place. It's like crazy. I just got this yesterday, so it should not be bending that much, but it is all plastic, apparently. So it's just very slippery too. Like, it's just very, very like completely not. It will not. You have to be careful with this one. Just completely like. Yeah, there's no, you know what I'm saying? There's no, there's no, like, not grip, but you know what I'm trying to say? There's no traction. There's no, like, it's not, there's nothing, it's, I mean, you know, so. I thought it sounded cool, though, so I was like, yeah, I'm gonna see what that's about. So, okay, can you pull out cards for which sport I should choose? The sports I have in mind are dance team, lacrosse, volleyball, and tennis, and field hockey. I really want to be in a sport. Are you? Oh, you're an Aries. You must have Sag in your chart, too. Usually Sag are about sports as well. Interestingly enough. But who knows? Maybe not. But I would say that you probably do. Why not all of them, you know? You're like, which sport should I choose? I want to do all of it. It's like, why not all of them? Unless they're at the same, like, time, you know, in the year, then that would kind of be difficult, but. Okay, let's see. What kind of sport? I mean, like, why are you asking me? Like, what, you don't know which one you want to do more. how can we answer this question for her? Like, what is the best thing for her to do right now? What does she need to know regarding this? Just a little to let you know ahead of time. It may not point to an exact sport, but it's going to give us some information here that should lead you in that direction for you to know what you want to do. So, okay. I would say it's something that you have probably tried before in the past, and maybe you felt like you weren't good enough. Maybe you felt like you were defeated, and it just was like bad. Like, because the competition, I definitely see there's competition regarding this, or having to do with this sport. There's definitely competition with the Five of Swords there, so it could have been that you were kind of like, you lost, and maybe it felt really bad, really like, you felt like kind of like you shouldn't, just bad about it, like very bad about it, but I feel like it's something you've already done before, that you've tried out before, and it kind of left a sour taste in your mouth, but maybe you're considering doing it again because you feel like you're better now, like maybe you just felt like you weren't as good in the past, but there's definitely a lot of competition having to do with it, like somebody, like very fierce competition, and I feel like you lost, or you felt bad about it, after, like the results of it, you felt bad. I would say that if you, whatever, the reason this is coming out is because it's saying you should go with this sport again, you should try it out again, whichever one this is. The one that didn't, work out so well for you in the past, it's saying, give that one another try. So whichever that one is, where you felt kind of, shitty about it afterwards, and you felt like you kind of weren't good enough, or maybe you lost, or something where there's a lot of competition, you feel like you didn't, meet the, expectations that maybe you set for yourself, or maybe they set for you, whatever it was, maybe your family set for you, because you're saying something about family here being in lacrosse. Okay. I'm not good at dancing, but I want to do dance. Well, do dance then, shit. I don't think there's anything wrong with any of these choices, it's just kind of saying, if you're asking, it's saying, it's something that maybe you tried before that you felt like you didn't really do well in, and so now it's kind of saying, try it again. Either way, I don't think you can really go wrong choosing any of these. Whatever you choose, I would say try all of them, though, if you can. If you can actually do all of them, if they're at different times of the year, you're allowed to do more than one at once, I would say go for all of them, because you're interested in all of them. And why not just try them all, Especially if you have the energy, you can do that. Exercise is really good. For your mental, emotional, and physical health, obviously. So yeah, I hope that answered your question. Do you have any other questions about that? I feel like that was kind of short. But does it make sense what I'm trying to say? Do you know which one it's talking about? One that you've probably tried before in the past and you just felt like you weren't good enough? Or maybe you haven't tried it before, but you had really thought about it, but you just thought you weren't good enough, so you never gave it a try. You're kind of just sitting there wanting to, but you never did. So that could be the dance thing, Well, if that answered your question, then I would call it good. Yeah, I didn't really see, like I said, I don't really see a specific sport, but that's why it just kind of gives us this whole theme of okay, it was something that you looked at before, maybe you've tried before, and you felt kind of like you weren't good enough, or you felt like you kind of really were shitty at it, or you felt kind of like a failure in it. If you have tried it already, then you kind of weren't very good at it. You didn't meet your own expectations, or maybe other people's expectations. That's how you felt. And there was a lot of competition regarding it. So I would say whichever one that kind of checks out on for you, because you know your life better than I do. So really looking at your past, if it's something, it could be something that you kind of never did try before, you felt that you weren't good enough to try it, and so you never did, you kind of just sat there wanting to, and but there would be competition involved in that as well, fierce competition, it's kind of difficult, it's cutthroat, people do not fuck around, it's kind of you have to give it your best, because if not, you're gonna be trampled on, kind of thing, you want to put your best effort out there, And for the dance thing, I mean, go ahead and definitely do that if that's something you want to do. Are there dance competitions and stuff like that? Because again, I do see that it's something about competition with the Five of Swords there. Very fierce competition that you'd be up against here. And you know, again, like, I don't see anything wrong with you doing any of these things, like, even if it's not the one that it's talking about here, but that's just the one that's coming out for your question specifically. Yeah, so it could be definitely that one. Definitely could be that one then, yeah. Just make sure you're completely committed to this. Like, don't go halfway in it. And even if you feel like you're not good enough, you can always try it again next year, or like next time, next semester or whatever. You know, try not to just like give up in the middle of it though. It seems like it'd be important for you to like stay committed to it if you're gonna do it. Okay. SJ, it is your question. I think it was about a Virgo was your question. Cheer is kind of hard, huh? My friend was in cheer and she was like, damn, I mean, they really, like, you would think like, oh, okay, yeah, really. But really, they're lifting each other up and like running all around, and yeah, she got like in shape because of that shit. Like, very, like, yeah, that shit, it's pretty gnarly. I mean, people think it's like nothing, but it really is pretty gnarly. I've never been in it myself, but you said I recently met a Virgo. Can you post your question again, SJ, please? Hi, Christina June. We are finishing a couple of these questions right now on the list. When I'm done with these, we have this one. We have 4 more, including this one I'm on right now. So after those, I'll add a couple more people to the list, and we'll continue that way. So just stick around if you do want a reading. Also, if you don't want to wait that long, you can always, of course, donate, and all the information for that is in the description. So check that out if you're interested. Thanks for being here. I think you're a new face, I'm pretty sure. Glad to have you. And also, you guys, if you are new here, please go ahead and like this video and subscribe if you feel like doing that. We go live all the time, so don't miss it, okay? If you don't want to miss the next one, make sure you're subscribed. Make sure you hit that notification bell right next to subscribe so you don't miss it, okay? Just wondering what his intentions are towards me. Or what he thinks of the situation, I guess. Okay. Hi, Kimone. Or Kimone, or Kimone. Again, okay, you guys, if you don't know already, my vowels are kind of like weird. You know, I always get them wrong. So if I'm saying your name wrong, please let me know, because I won't know if you don't say anything, okay? If you don't mind and it's a good laugh to you, then just don't tell me. That's fine. That's fine too. Yeah, I'm gonna add some more people to this list in just a second here, okay? So just sit tight if you're still wanting that reading. And if you don't want to wait and you're impatient like me, you can go ahead and donate and get it right away. It's up to you. Completely up to you. Okay, so let's see. Kimone. Or Kimone. Is that what you're saying? Right? Or is it Kim1? Kimone, right? Just get that out of the way right now. Okay, so SJ, you recently met a Virgo, you want to know their intentions. Alright. Let's see. What is this Virgo person's intentions with you? Or what do they think of the situation currently with you? Do they have intentions with you? Supportive. Maybe they're older than you. Collaboration. I would say that they're like, they enjoy collaborating or exchanging ideas, you know? It's a good conversation. They work well with you. It doesn't really clash. Like, they don't really disagree with a lot of things that you say, or, you know, your, like your mindset or your, you know, whatever you're talking about or what's important to you. Like, they're not really, like, you know, confused or disagreeing with that. It seems like it flows, you know? You said he's younger. Okay. So well, obviously someone's older, right? But whoever the older person is, I would say that they're kind of like very supportive emotionally, or like wanting to be supportive emotionally. Maybe wanting to like literally give them something, like this card suggests. And it kind of also, Six of Cups, is also kind of feels like memories or like the past. Like maybe this person kind of feels like you've known them before, or that it's just like a comfortable energy, like it's familiar to you. Like it's just like this person's not like a completely different person than anyone you've ever met before. It's kind of like, you know, you kind of understand this type of person, you feel like, or it's just like a comfortable feeling. It's nothing like uncomfortable for you. Could be familiar, or like you've known them before. Or maybe they do something that someone's done in the past and it just reminded you of like a comfortable feeling. Like it's definitely not a bad thing. Okay, definitely there's a lot of potential here, so I feel like this person sees that too. And also be careful with pregnancy, because Empress can mean that. If that doesn't apply for you at all, like you're like, that isn't even possible for me, then obviously it's not what we're talking about. But I would say that there's definitely a lot of potential, and that's a very beautiful thing to see. Okay, so yeah, definitely potential lovers here. I would say that they're feeling that way. And if you are too, then perfect. You know, it's just a matter of time. Oh. Okay. Okay, we're gonna have to do that again because too many fell out right here, and I don't know in what order. So I don't want to speculate what that could have meant here. Let's just see if it comes out again. Wow, that sucks. Let's see what else we have here. What do we need to know about this connection? Where is it going? Okay, so yeah, these did come out again. These were part of the cards that just came out. So yeah, definitely this is trying to come out for you. Okay, so when they left, you said they left. It could have been something that was like unexpected. Maybe you didn't expect them to leave. It just seems kind of like a shocking thing that happened. Like you kind of feel like, in a way, betrayed. Like you kind of feel like you were, and it feels like you kind of trusted the person, or something was unexpected about this, completely unexpected. Like you did not see it coming. You know, that's why he's got 10 swords in his back, because he didn't even have time to defend himself or anything. I mean, it just kind of happened to him when his back was turned. So it's kind of like that person really didn't wasn't straightforward, or wasn't like very open, and kind of just did this, you know, and you just kind of like did not expect that. And things change because of that, you know. Maybe this hasn't happened yet. Maybe they're going to do this and a change is going to happen. You don't really have time. Okay. I think it's good now, right? Okay, so change. It could be that change is going to happen, I guess you could say. But really, it's kind of talking about like unexpected change more than anything. Like unexpected. It could even. It feels kind of like a betrayal, you know, and you could be taking it that way. Like they cut you out, but it's not something that you really expect. Like even if you expect it now that I'm saying that, and now you start thinking about it and preparing for that, when it happens, it's still unexpected completely. Like you never expected it to actually like happen that way, and it feels very unsettling. Like it's not something that's like, oh, whatever. It's like, oh, ouch, you know. It's kind of rude. It's kind of like not cool, and it's sudden, and it's just kind of shocking to you. Like you did not expect it to just end, you know, and just be done, almost like you never existed kind of thing. That's kind of what the Ten of Swords represents. It's like something very just like final, because, you know, he's dead, obviously, in that picture, and not saying that you're going to be dead. That's not what it's saying. But it just feels cut off, you know, so that could be what it is. And if this hasn't happened already, like, it's all good right now, then it's, hasn't happened yet, but that does, that's kind of like, so it will. Yeah, it doesn't, I can't lie and pretend that I think it does either, that's true, it doesn't sound good at all. But also we got the tower there, so it's likely that this whole situation or experience will change a lot of things for you, like, you feel the need to change, or maybe it's happening, like when the tower comes out, it's usually happening because you need to make certain changes in your life. It's kind of like you're veering off from your path, and that's when the tower comes in and goes, okay, you're gonna need to change it all because you didn't change this along the way, you didn't change that along the way. Like, I feel like we can really prevent the tower from coming out and trying to change shit for us if we change and make appropriate changes along the way. We all experience the tower, though. It's not like it's not like this is something that, you probably will even go through it many times in your life. It's not that crazy. It's just saying, like, you need to make a lot of changes, and that's probably what it's going to be requiring when that happens. Because things are going to be very uncomfortable for you, and you're going to have to, like, make changes in your life to not feel that, resistance in every sort of way in your life. Like, things just won't be working out, really, and you'll be like, okay, something's got to give, but something's got to change. So this could, be the start of that. Like, this person doing this, or this person, like, you feeling this way in this situation, like, feeling betrayed or feeling kind of left out in the cold or, like, ditched or, disregarded completely, is going to make some changes in your life, because you're going to feel like you need to make certain changes, because it's probably feeling like a betrayal to you. So, and it doesn't sound good, I can't just act like it does either. I mean, I agree with you on that. So be careful with this person, because even if they are intending for something to happen, it seems like, for whatever reason, it's not going to end well. So I would just, make sure that you're strong, you stay strong within your own self, and you don't depend on people too much emotionally, because that could really affect you later, especially if they're not planning on sticking around very long, or if they're planning on, like, just ditching out, like a coward does. It's kind of rude, it's kind of unnecessary, and not really needed. So that's kind of what I'm seeing here, so. Okay. Maggie, are you still here, Maggie? And if so, please post your questions so we can get that going. Maggie, okay. Yeah, but like I said, even if you're aware, it's still the Ten of Swords, so it's still unexpected in a way. Like, you may be like, yeah, she was fucking full of shit, and then boom. Like, because I don't feel like you really are prepared for it when it happens, Like, you don't really think it would happen like that, in such a way. So just, if you can prepare at all, guard your heart, and make sure you're strong in yourself, so that if anything does happen, what you're prepared for is relying on yourself and not needing somebody to make you feel better or be there, like, for you to feel okay. Like, make sure you're strong within yourself. That's, like, the best way to prepare, really, for anything, right? I guess. Will I reconcile with our Virgo this year, or is this the end between us? What do we see in regards to her in this Virgo here, Maggie, this Virgo person? R. What do we see Maggie and R as we close out the year 2021? Do we see them reconciling? Somebody's getting what they want out of this, but I feel like it's one-sided. Like, the other person, whoever's getting what they want, is not really trying to reciprocate or, like, share. It's kind of like they're just trying to take, and they'll take more and more if they can. Whatever's offered to them, they'll take it, and it's not necessarily like they're feeling the need to reciprocate it, though. So let's see what else. It's like greed, or like, be careful what you wish for, because you might just get it, and you might not really want everything that it has. Like, if you're gonna want that, you're gonna have all of it, and really all of it isn't, there's no perfect situation, so it's kind of like, are you sure you want that, kind of energy. And then the Ten of Cups, so that's kind of like seemingly like, yes, it will be it's like that is what you want, right? But like I said, it seems like it's one-sided. Like, it seems like somebody's getting the short end of the stick, or just basically nothing in return. like compared to the other person. They're getting everything that they want eventually, but the other person isn't really getting much. It's kind of just about giving to one person and one person just taking it. It doesn't feel like it's equal. But I do see somebody coming in and maybe trying to get something going again. So yeah, it's possible that you guys will... See, I don't even want to call it reconcile, because to me that's kind of fucked up. Like, I don't feel like it's a reconciliation. I feel like it's kind of like a person with an agenda, if I can say that. I don't know. I don't know if I should say that, but that's what it feels like to me, you know? And it really doesn't seem in your best interest, yeah. Tower, because it's not going to be comfortable and changes need to take place. Like, you're going to need to, like, take action for yourself and, like, do something different, because whatever you're doing, it's not going to work. You know, it's not working, I should say. And you'll know that because it won't be working. You know, like, it's not going to be like, is this what she's talking about? It'll be like, fuck, I'm not happy in this situation. Like, I don't even know what to do. But just know when that happens, you can do something. It's not like you need to figure out really what to do. You just have to, like, do something for yourself. Like, do whatever you need to do to make yourself feel like you're in a situation that's better. Like, for example, being respected, being valued, being loved, being treated as an equal, or giving as much as you're getting, or I mean, getting as much as you're giving, you know? If those things aren't happening, obviously it's not going to be fun for you. So there's something you can do about it, but it's just, you can't really necessarily do something to make them change what they're doing. But you can decide whether or not you want to accept that or not, you know? And continue on in that situation or not. So that will be on you at that point to do something about that for yourself. Like, you can continue, but you probably will be so uncomfortable you won't want to. You're going to have to make some kind of a change. But it's just unrealistic to expect that the change will be coming from them, because it might not be, and you can't rely on that completely. So, but just know that you can do something about it to get out of that uncomfortable situation. It just might involve, like, ending it, possibly. You know, maybe not, but just, it might. So, it's going now. Kelly, it's one person after you, or I'm sorry, it's one person after this one, and then it's you, okay? So depending on how long that call is, but I will let you know. Like, I will say, Kelly, and I'll give you a second, just so you can hear it, like, if you're in the same room. Like, it won't be like, alright, Kelly. Oh, she's not here, okay. You know, I'll be like, hey. So just try to stay near the screen, and if you can, like, watch it still somehow. Did you hear what I was saying, Kelly, about your question? It's not your reading yet, but you asked if you can make a call. I almost wanted to say no, like, you're not on the list at all, like, because, like, I don't know how many times I could say it, I mean, no offense, but it's like, are you not reading what? Actually, you're next, Rupali, so. Am I still, I don't think I'm buffering now, it should be okay. And Kelly, did you hear what I was saying? And Maggie, what was the last thing you heard? Yeah, no, it didn't yet. I mean, it was pretty much just about ended, but then I don't know how much you heard. So, let me know where we left off. Or, like, what you heard. Now I'm trying to think of... Totally lost it, but let me see, I'll get it back. Oh, no, Kelly, you are added. See, that's why I asked. Because I noticed it was buffering. I was like, I don't know if she just heard what I just said. So I'm just, you know, you are added to the list, but you have one person in front of you. Like, after Maggie right now, it's going to be one more person, and then it will be you. So if you can, like, somehow have another screen that shows it, like, I'll go like this or something, so that, like, you can be like, oh, okay, gotta go, let me go and get this reading. I won't just, like, skip you, but I will not wait forever. So you have one reading in front of you. Okay. Sounds good. Okay, and Maggie, what was the last thing that we left off at? I wonder if it'll still show up if you, like, you know, if you go back. It might not, though. But it probably, well, wait, hang on, let me see. Because the way I said it, it's kind of like, I don't want to have to, like, I may not say it the same. Or as good, you know? As well. Okay, I just wanted to check back to see if it would be there still. And yeah, it is there. It does skip though, like back to when it's not buffering anymore, but you wouldn't miss anything because I kind of stopped right then perfectly. Thank God. You didn't miss much, or you won't miss much. So if you go back and listen to it, it's there, Maggie. Yeah, because I was pretty much done there. Said what I needed to say, I think. So definitely go back and listen to it again because it's all there, so you won't miss it if or at least I was able to go back right now. I don't know if it's gonna happen when this isn't live anymore. It may not, but hopefully it does. It does cut off, but at the end it's like you know, I was pretty much done. You know, I was like, I look back and kind of like, so where are we at now? But I said what I need to say, so if you go back, you should be able to still see that. Okay, Rupali. We're with Rupali now. Rupali. Hi, Chanel. Yeah, we're gonna add a couple more people to this list. I'm doing 2 more readings, and then we're gonna add some more people to the list. So stick around, and if you want to be one of them, be here when that happens, and I'll add you. Does my boss like me in a more than professional way? Ooh. Okay. Rupali. Rupali, what does your boss feel about you? Does this go further than professional? Okay, it might, yeah. Could definitely be. This is like the beginning stages of a connection, like somebody offering you some kind of emotional connection. So it seems like it is a little bit more, yes. But they could just be like friendly with you. I mean, let's see if this kind of is like I mean, I would say yeah, more than professional though. That like they do they take a liking to you, but I mean, it doesn't necessarily have to be like weird or like too, like, like something that's uncomfortable. It seems like they're happy with you, yeah. Could be romantic as well. They could offer you some kind of, like, they could ask you out on a date or something, because that's, the Page of Cups is kind of like a, like trying to court you or ask you out, like the beginning of a relationship, what it would be anyway, so, I mean, it could go there. But in general, it's not like a bad thing. I mean, it doesn't necessarily mean they're crossing that boundary, but they definitely could ask you out at some point. But as far as the card goes itself, it's just saying, yeah, I think that they are, happy with you for sure. But Eight of Cups here is kind of like, well, let's see what it's regarding. Eight of Cups here. We could have a Sag person, Sagittarius, but if not, we're talking about harmony, peace, offering something to everybody. Like, that could be what their energy is, like offering to their employees, trying to keep harmony in the workplace, trying to offer their employees the same as everybody else, like trying to just be very giving and generous, or just like thinking about everybody, making them feel kind of like safe and comfortable there, or like family, or just very like a happy, positive environment is what they're trying to provide. But it seems like on a whole grand scale, unless this is directed at you and it feels a little like it's too much, like maybe that's why you're asking this question. It's possible. Why is the Eight of Cups here though? What are they going off doing? Okay. It could be that they've done this before to other people. Like, this could be a pattern for them, but they're not committed to it. Like, it won't be something that lasts very long. Like, if you do end up wanting to do that, like, maybe they're just overly nice with certain people. Well, what ends up happening here? Because I feel like Ace of Cups doesn't necessarily mean love, but I mean, it definitely could, and it really just kind of talks about an abundance of, like, good energy and good, like, emotion. It's overflowing with water, so it's obviously good, and there's opportunities for it being an ace, but it does seem a little overwhelming. But I feel like they've done this before, because here with the Knight of Wands, it's telling us that basically they're not committed to this. It's not going to be something that lasts very long. It's going to be something that's very like passionate in the moment it's there, but then it's going to be over and done, and they'll be like moving on to the next best thing. So it's kind of like, I feel like they've done this before. Maybe this is a pattern for them. Maybe let's see why they're doing this. And it's not necessarily romantic, remember. It's just giving you a lot of attention. It could be, though. It could be romantic for sure, but it doesn't have to be. It's just basically overwhelming attention and praise almost. Like, it's like very like, like just holding you in high esteem. Like telling you how great you are and how happy they are that you're there. But you could have benefits from this for sure. It could be a good thing for you. Like, I'm asking, like, how is the outcome looking? And it's Wheel of Fortune, so I mean, it could actually be good for you. Based like for them to do this. But what is this exactly that they're doing? What do we need to know about this whole situation with this person? Like, is this going to be okay? I mean, with the Wheel of Fortune is the outcome. I think you're going to have benefits from this. You might want to just, like, not play along. You don't have to act like you like them back. I mean, nothing's saying that. It's just, there's nothing really bad that can come from it, I feel like, at least right now. What you need to know is maybe that it's going to secure your position in the job more. Again, you don't have to do anything you don't want to do, or even act like you like the person at all. It's not saying that. It's just saying that this person really has a liking for you, and it's not necessarily romantic again, but it's definitely, like, they just feel, like, good about you, I don't think it's anything weird. But if you do feel like it's weird, definitely put some boundaries down. There's nothing wrong with doing that, I mean, at any time. But to me, I see benefits. And that's probably just because they feel like, they want to keep you around as a good worker, I mean, there's nothing weird about it. It's just like they enjoy you and they like you, it's not necessarily romantic. Could be, but it's not necessarily crossing that boundary. And I don't feel like it's anything bad here happening because of this. I think you're gonna probably benefit from this, from being well liked in your company. I mean, there's nothing bad that can really come from that. That's like a really great thing. And it could help you secure the position even more, because the Queen of Pentacles is, she can take care of herself, and she's got her pentacle there, so she's got what she needs, self-sufficient. So I feel like it's just gonna give you a better position in the job. Not necessarily like a promotion, but just, like, you're definitely not gonna lose the job because you're well liked, So it seems like benefits are coming from that. I don't see anything really bad because of it, and that's what we need to know is, so that's what I asked, and that's what came out, so I feel like, yeah, that's a good thing. But if it's annoying to you, then definitely be, putting some boundaries down and letting them know that this is kind of crossing a line with you. I don't really see anything bad happening, because of that. Like, I mean, if they're a well-rounded individual, then hopefully they'll be able to, like, respect those boundaries of yours and not think anything different of you, because that would be really weird. Okay. Okay, let's go to Kelly. Okay, Kelly. Said I would let you know. I don't know if you're here still. Okay. You said I just quit my job because of the toxicity after years of dealing with negativity. Will I find something better soon? Did I do the right thing? I'm an Aquarius. Okay. First of all, you're probably going to have to find something that's not, like, conventional. I mean, it'd be a good idea to, like, look outside the box and not do everything that's, like society's expecting. I mean, again, I can't really say that because your 6th house might be, like, Capricorn or something, which would kind of change that a little bit. Or your 10th house could be, like, something very conventional-ish, heading towards that way more than not. So I'd be interested to know what your house placements are, but let's see what the cards say for you. What is she going to be looking into? What would be a good way to direct her energy toward her next job? And what does she need to know? So yeah, definitely walking away I don't feel like was a bad thing. I feel like that's kind of like the way that you were going to go anyway. So, I mean, it seems like you're on track with you're in alignment with yourself and what you're wanting, what you feel is best for you there. Seems like that was a good move, or the right move, or just basically like, that's okay. Didn't do anything wrong. I mean, you felt like you needed to do it. You did. Nothing wrong with not wanting to be in a toxic situation anymore, Nothing wrong with that at all. I mean, like, even if things weren't working out for you right afterwards and it was hard to get your next job, it's like, still, you don't want to, like, that's not, to not want to be in drama is not a bad decision, So, even if it's difficult now, it's like, just know that that was the right thing in the long run, no matter what, because you don't want to be in that situation. Who does? So, let's see, though. I feel like either way it was the right decision, even if it's hard right now. That would have been harder to stay in that situation. Okay. Love it. Going your own way. That's awesome. It may feel scary because it's kind of like, okay, but what way is my own way? I don't know what the fuck I'm gonna do, like how do I begin? But just know that it's probably, like, it could even be like starting your own business or doing something online, working online somehow, like, but it feels like like you're doing it yourself. Like, you don't really need to go and be with a company necessarily. And if you do, it would be like a position that allows you a lot of freedom to make decisions yourself and, like, be very, like, creative yourself and, like, do things, like, you're trusted, like, to have your own, like, it's not like, like, there's these rules that everyone's following necessarily. It's like you have freedom to kind of do it how you want to do it. So it's a very independent thing. If it's not on your own and it is with a company of people or something, then it would be like a position that's gives you a lot of freedom to be creative. So that's cool. This could mean a few things, Capricorn, but I feel like it's more saying the devil here, like, with the 8 of Pentacles here, it's talking about, like, working very hard, like, to fingers to the bone, but it's something that doesn't really feel like a job. Like, it's very fun for you, or you love to wake up in the morning just knowing that you get to do this. It makes you feel alive. It's like a good thing, you know, but you're working really hard on it. Like maybe you're doing this most, you know, more than anything else you're doing in the daytime. But the thing is, it could be kind of unhealthy to the extent that maybe you're doing it and it's neglecting your personal relationships or something. For some reason, it's kind of like, it's great that you really enjoy it, but it's, you know, there could be some negative effects because you're working so much or like so involved in it. Like maybe your personal relationships, for example. Maybe your personal relationships are kind of being neglected or something like that. But for the most part, I feel like you're happy doing this thing. It doesn't even feel like a job, so of course everyone wants that luxury, you know? You said, yes, I did start my business a month ago. Cool. So let's see what this would be. What else do we need to know since you're already kind of starting on your own thing? Seems like you're like very in alignment with what you're wanting inside, like, because everything I've said is kind of, you've already started, so it's like, obviously you're doing what you feel like you're listening to your intuition, your instinct, and you're going with that, and it's working for you, which is good. A lot of people can't do that. A lot of people are going against their instinct, you know, because they just don't think it will be accepted, or they feel like it's just the wrong thing, so they, yeah, I want to do that, and I feel like it'll be right, but no one will accept me, or whatever. So, I mean, it seems like that's not really an issue for you, which is obviously working for you, so that's good. Okay, it says save your money and, you know, save for a rainy day. Like, try to start building a foundation of some sort. Like, save up for whatever you're wanting. A house, a car, like, you know, a bigger office. I mean, whatever it is, you know, equipment for your job, like, whatever it is. Just start, like, really saving and trying to build for something for the future. Like, trying to prepare and, you know, like, help yourself out by just not spending on dumb shit, you know? Like, save up for that business, you know, or like maybe a new place to live or a new car or whatever, you know, something that makes it easier for you to run this business. Maybe hiring somebody to help you out, like an assistant, or like whatever positions you're needing help with, or, you know, whatever it is, just be saving up money right now, because it seems like you're trying to build a foundation. If you're able, just make sure you're not being tempted. That could also be why the devil is there, because you're going to be tempted to like invest in certain things. Like, you may be easily swayed or something. Somebody could tempt you into spending a lot of money doing something. Don't trust people too easily. Like, make sure the people you do hire, if you do hire people, are like trustworthy. And if you don't know that for sure, make sure you're writing contracts. I mean, make sure you're not going to be shit out of luck. Like, don't just trust what people are saying. Like, write contracts so that they are liable to, you know, the contract, so you don't lose out, you know, completely if something goes wrong. Like, prepare for that. Be doing that, because you could be tempted to do certain things that won't be necessarily good, and that's why it's saying hang on to your money, because there's certain things that may try to come your way, or be like, you know, something might, or some people, or maybe just an ad or whatever it is, might try to persuade you to spend money, and you shouldn't do that just so frivolously. Like, definitely think things through and do what's practical, and just think about your future, you know, and how you want to like build for your future. So you can't really just do that, even if it sounds like a good idea. Maybe just hold off on it until you have enough like room to even risk that, you know, or just be taking precautions so that if something goes wrong, you'll be okay. You can be compensated, or you can make sure you're not getting the shit end of the stick. Also, it looks like this is going to work out, like, in a lot of ways. I mean, she has her pentacles here. She's self-sufficient, able to take care of herself, and she's also able to kind of give and nurture others. It's very, like, I guess you could say, not necessarily enlightened, but, not enlightened, not evolved. I guess enlightened is what I'm looking for. Like, somebody who's just, like, grown and matured, and they're kind of like they're not like selfish and greedy, they're not like closed off, they're like, they've come a long way and they've built for themselves, and they're able to take care of themselves, and also they're at a place where they're not feeling like they are, you know, living in like with a scarcity mindset, like, I'll never have enough, so I can't like give, I have to, like, you know, kind of like this. that's kind of what this represents as well, is stingy, like kind of like holding on to everything you make, which in this reading for you personally, I don't feel like it's necessarily saying that. I mean, that's like in this, the way that it came out, I feel like that's what you should do, is be very like careful with money and hold on to all the money you make. Like, don't like, I mean, you don't have to be like greedy and stingy. It's not necessarily saying that. It's just saying hang on to your money and be careful how you spend it. But in this way, it's saying like you're going to be able to kind of like give still, even if, you know, it's not going to be like you're worried anymore, because obviously it's going to be successful for you and it'll work out. Oops. And you'll be able to take care of yourself and have the sufficiency, the self-sufficiency that you're wanting. So you'll be able to kind of give if you feel like it's appropriate. So it's a very like great ending here. It's like, I feel like that will work out. And but you know, if you're taking these steps, like definitely if you're not saving up money, if you're giving into all these like tempting you know, schemes that people are trying to get you to invest in, it may not work out the same way. So just be prepared for that. But if you make all these right moves, then yeah, it seems like it'll be successful for you. So I wouldn't worry about it. But definitely don't just be like not doing something, like don't just be like taking action without thinking. Definitely be prepared for like people trying to sway you, or maybe even people you want to hire might try to like fuck you over, or might try to like not like come through on their end of the job. So make sure you're preparing for that as well, writing contracts, making sure you're covered if things go wrong. Like, be preparing. This is a business you'll be running, and it's, you know, you have to really be making sure that you have your own back, because people are not to be trusted necessarily, especially when it comes to your own self-sufficiency and you being able to provide for yourself. It's important that you take all of these steps, or you have somebody to help you to do that, okay? But even with that person, be careful. You know what I mean? Like, just be very careful with this. But I feel like if you are careful, then everything should work out pretty well for you. Self-sufficiency, and it should be successful. And also, you won't be like this closed-off, bitter, greedy, and like stingy person. It's like you'll be so comfortable in the success, or like the ability to just take care of yourself enough and be comfortable enough to be able to also extend that to others if they need it, if you feel like you can, you know? Like, you have boundaries, but you're also willing to give if you feel like you can and if you feel like it's appropriate. Very nurturing kind of energy, or helpful, you know? Like, if someone, it's almost like charity work or something. Like, you have this business and you're going to charity events on the weekend and just, you know, giving back what you can. Like, you're just willing to help people. You're not just like, I have my money and that's all I need, I'm good. Like, I can't give. I'm very closed off and very, like, to myself, because it's just me. Like, I came up from nothing and no one understands, so I can't, like, you know, it's still very much wanting to give back. So that's really cool. Like, you're humble about it, you know? So that's fucking cool. Okay, Kelly. So we're gonna add a couple more people to the list now. Let's see. Right on, and good luck to you. I'm happy. I'm excited for you. Let me know how this starts going. Let me know what progress you make. I'd love to hear back from you, Kelly. Okay. Is Victoria still here? Victoria. I see you subscribed, so I'm like, where are you at? I haven't really seen you on here. I think I saw you earlier, but... Spiritual guidance message. Is Victoria still here? Interesting name. I like that. It's different. Victoria... Glitter Goblin. Yeah, for sure. Okay, we'll add another person too. Just one more. Is Varun still here? Varun? So we'll wait for someone else to come to, and then we'll just get started on that. Glitter Goblin, Victoria. Actually, we need 2 more people, but if Victoria comes back, I want to get her reading a spiritual guidance message. So let her know if she comes back that to stick around. First, we're going to be reading for Glitter, but I'm just putting that there and so that if they can see that when they come back. If they do. I'm aimless and stuck in a rut and just need general, inspirational, spiritual, whatever you want to call it, type message. Okay, perfect. Yeah, definitely can do that for you, Glitter Goblin. But for this reading, I'd like to use the Chakra Wisdom Oracle because it is exactly what you're saying. Like, you need spiritual guide. Like, it's just, it words things a lot better than I could do with the tarot. Like, even with more cards than just one in the tarot, you'd think it can cover so many things, but really with the tarot, I use it as a tool to, like, give the power back to you and help you to see, like, what you can do. We can do both, actually. I think that would be something that we should do for this question. But definitely want to look into the Chakra Wisdom Oracle because that's very helpful with just needing to know. Like, you have so many questions, I'm sure, you know? But it's like when you don't really know what to exactly ask, it's kind of like it will just hone in on so many different things. And I feel like that could be helpful. Or I feel like that will be helpful. It always resonates. So let me go and get that deck and I'll be right back. Okay, just a sec. So I did find the deck. And can you hear me okay? Let me know if it sounds, or how it sounds. Okay. This is the deck. Whoa, crazy. Okay, so, the Chakra Wisdom Oracle. Love this deck. It's the bee's knees right here. And it really does, give us a lot of good messages, so it should be good. Should be great. So, actually, let's start with the tarot. And then we will, then we'll do this after that, because it's kind of like a nice way to end it. Oh, my little candle went out. Alright. Yes, 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 yes. I'm gonna use the, giant Rider-Waite, if you don't mind, instead of this new plastic deck. Switch up the energy in here. But yeah, for those of you who are wondering what this deck is like, this new plastic one, it's cool. It just feels kind of like you're holding two slinkies in your hands. So it's kind of a bitch to shuffle, but I mean, I'm sure it'll last a long time. So we'll see. Okay, this is the giant Rider-Waite Oracle. Rider-Waite Oracle. This is a giant Rider-Waite Tarot. I love it because the pictures are huge and I'll be able to explain everything a lot easier. And you'll get what I mean, hopefully, because it's just like, how could you not? So Kelly, I'm sorry, not Kelly, Glitter, you're in a rut. We want to know what we can do about this. Like, any messages from Spirit or whoever's listening? Whoever's listening, your guides. So let's see. Wanting to know what glitter can do. Personally, I like to put the power back in your hands, so you're not just like waiting on something to change for you. What can you personally do to get out of this rut? It seems like it's saying like be more positive in a lot of different ways, like offer more emotion and connection to the world, like not necessarily one person in general you're offering this to, but it's just like offer yourself, like be open, you know, and not like vulnerable, like don't like be, like I'm not gonna say don't, but I mean it's saying like, it's not saying like risk being hurt necessarily, it's just saying like it kind of feels like Four of Cups, like you're closed off in a lot of ways and maybe opening yourself up and being more willing to kind of like see what's out there, not like romantically necessarily or anything necessarily or specifically. It's just like maybe you need to kind of like be willing to, you know, have new experiences and just kind of like, right, so, okay, that, we may have to restart, because that happens sometimes, and it happens sometimes when there's a lot of people live, or for reasons I am unaware of, you know. I think it's on YouTube's end, not mine, so there's not much I can do, but I think we're back, right? It shows that we're back, so. Let me know if we're back on your end. Okay, perfect. Yeah, sorry about that. I don't know why that happens. It just does sometimes, and it's happened like 3 times this live, unfortunately. So, okay. Where did we leave off at with you? What did you last hear me talk about? Because, the last thing I was talking about, I think, was, you know, being more open. Like, people want to have you there and have you experience life with them, but it's like you're being closed off kind of and limiting yourself because of that. So, like, try to give, like, not give of yourself, but just try to be open to new experiences, you know, try to go and do new things with people and just, like, experience life. Like, people want you to be there. They don't want you to not be there if it feels like that. It's just because you're kind of, like, not allowing people in. You're closed off right now, so it's kind of like, it's hard for people to kind of get you out of your own head sometimes, and sometimes that's what we need. So, I mean, allow people to come in and offer you experiences and not necessarily love, but just friends, you know, go and do something new, exciting, like, get out there, you know. Stop being so closed off, because you will not be happy doing that. Yeah, sure, you risk getting hurt when you're a little more open, but I think it's worth it, you know? You need to kind of be a little more open and allow yourself to experience life, you know? So that's a start. What else does she need to know? What can she personally do here? Like, what can she personally do? Because, you know, we don't want to just wait for something to happen. We want to, what can we do? Personally, what can we do? Okay, you need to be honest with yourself about something. I feel like there's obviously healing that needs to happen and take place. Maybe you're running around like a chicken with its head cut off, or before you were cutting people off, that's what you were doing. And that's why this would be coming out, because it's likely that either you need to take some rest, like literally, because your mind and your brain is not going to be working well, like as well as it could. You're not going to be at your best if you are tired and just going and never taking time to yourself and never taking time to like feel your feelings. And I know it sounds cliche, but it's seriously like, it's, you know, you need to take some rest most likely, but also you need to be healing from something. Like there's something that you haven't really addressed yet, or there's something that is really just kind of standing in the way emotionally for you, and that's probably why you're closed off. You don't trust people, you're just kind of like not feeling it. You don't feel like connecting because something happened to where that was betrayed, or there's some reason that is there's something that made you feel like you're kind of a bit jaded now in regards to like connections and stuff. I would say that's probably why you don't really want to connect. You feel like maybe people don't understand you really or where you're at, so of course you're not going to want to connect with people you feel like don't get you, you know. But I would say like the King of Swords here is talking about either an air sign person, Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius. It doesn't have to be. Could be, but it doesn't have to be. Another thing I think it's saying though with the King of Swords there is that you need to be straight up with yourself and honest, because there's something that either you're in denial about, or maybe you're just not wanting to address it or face it. But you need to like get real with yourself and be honest and just be straight with yourself. Like it's not emotional. King of Swords is not emotional. It's more of just like factual. Like this is what it is. I don't care how you feel. I don't care how I feel. It's not about that. It's about what is this? Like be real with yourself. What am I going through? Why is this happening? What am I not facing? Like I need to face myself and heal from this and actually address it, you know, and that will help a lot. That's probably why this is all happening, you know? So there's something you need to get real with yourself about. You're not wanting to address it or face it right now. It's really just not, it's not working for you to not face it. You know, I mean, it's hard, but it's like, it's better to know what you're dealing with. Because right now you're like, I just don't even know like where to begin. And it's like, that's because you're just avoiding it. You're avoiding really what you're going through in a way. You know what I mean? Like you're just kind of, you need to have that time to yourself that's not just time to yourself and not knowing what to do and feeling even more in a rut. Like time to yourself, but like facing the truth, you know? No one has to be there for that. But at the same time, be enjoying life and be having relationships and connections that will help you to kind of see yourself, you know? Because when we're alone, we get stuck in our own mindset, and sometimes that's really hard. And so being with other people and getting their idea or getting their perspective can really help us see, you know, things differently and get out of our little rut. So do that. Hello. Why is this coming out? There you are. What is this here for? What's the Four of Cups here for? Okay. Defensive, huh? You closed yourself off because you were trying to get your point across and it wasn't being heard, or you felt like people were against you. And I think it's not necessarily that people were against you, but it was probably that people didn't understand you, or you felt like, not to invalidate how you feel, because that's how you feel and that's what's real to you. So I'm not saying you're wrong to feel what you feel, but it seems to me like a lot of times Seven of Wands is more talking about like you think people are against you when they're really not. Like people probably like were not agreeing with you on something, or they didn't see it the way you saw it, and so that could have been invalidating very much, and so you're just kind of like, well, I'm going to close myself off because they don't get it. And that hurts when people don't get it and they try to tell you you're wrong about your own experience. So you're like, I'm not even gonna do it anymore, I'm not worth it, because it just hurts me because you don't get it, and you're gonna tell me I don't. It fucks with your reality, you know. So that's important that you have people that are hearing you out, and I just feel like you probably didn't have that. So that's probably why, you know, you started doing that. The Empress. Beautiful. So this is going to be a new beginning for you, or it can be, you know, it can be. It doesn't have to be. You don't have to allow it, but I think you should. There's a lot of potential here, you know, in this new kind of way of going about this. So try to be taking this advice, like try to be doing something different at least with your whole, you know, with your time. It's important you connect with people. It's important that you get out there and just try things, experience things, like go and have fun, you know, like you being stuck in your own head isn't helping, obviously. But like you just need to go and try things out, you know, because what you've been trying is not working. We know that. So, but I feel like there is a beautiful new experience on the horizon, like a beautiful new kind of, you know, there's a lot of potential here. So, but just try to be taking action regarding that. You know, people you became closed off because you felt like people were against you, and I don't really necessarily think they're against you. But they did not make you feel like what you were, like you just felt like you were not being heard. So that makes sense why you were closed off. But I think it's time to try to like understand it for what it is. That not everyone will understand you, and especially in certain situations that you deal with where there's a lot of lies, or there's like things that aren't like necessarily, well, being told the way that they really are. People just don't get it sometimes, and that can feel very, like you can isolate yourself because of that, but just know that not everyone is going to get it. And if you feel like you need support and you don't have it, try to get into, a support group of some sort, or some kind of like program where other people are going through something similar. That's where you can feel the validation that you're needing, because somewhere in the world someone is going through that too, you know, so and they're feeling the same as you. So it's important to reach out to people that are in a similar situation if you feel like people around you just don't get it, because that will happen, you know, and it can suck. So yeah, whatever happened, or whatever people aren't hearing you out about, or even like trying to respect what you feel, or hear, or, you know, be there for you. You said you want new people in your life, and I wanted to address that too, because it's like, that's what I'm saying though. You can have new people in your life for sure if you feel like you need that. Definitely go for that. But just know that those people may not get it either. Like they might, but I mean, just if they don't think that necessarily they're like the wrong people for you. Because like I said, some people just won't get certain things that they haven't been through. So it's important to like try to reach out to people that may be more in alignment with what you're going through, and that can help you feel more supported and validated. But as far as new friends, of course there's nothing wrong with trying to do that. Definitely have new experiences, and, you know, be getting yourself out there. So yeah, pretty straightforward here. Let's see what the Chakra Wisdom Oracle says for you. Okay. Okay. Chakra Wisdom. You're like, yeah, I get it. You're being redundant. I hear you. Like, just move on. Like, yeah, I understand. So I just want to get the point across because, you know, I'm just seeing these different things in the cards, and it's like I just want you to know that, like, you know, even if it feels hopeless sometimes, you know, it's going to feel that way, but there's things we can do, you know, to kind of like help ourselves and see it a different way. You know, sometimes people just won't get it, and that doesn't mean that that's the end of the world, though, obviously. But I mean, that doesn't mean that like there aren't people out there who like care and everything. Sometimes they just don't know how. Oh, okay, right on, cool. Right on, okay. Good, 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 I'm glad it is. This deck, though, should be even better. So let's see. What is the message for Glitter Goblin? So I have my microphone on, so just, I don't know if they can hear that or not, but just, you know, just letting you know that it might be picking it up. He almost ate him alive, shit. Okay, let's see. Oh, I thought you were going like this. Okay. Let's see. Hey, clean music lover. Okay. What is the message for Glitter Goblin, please? Message for Glitter Goblin, please. What does she need to hear right now? What does she need to know? What's important for her to know right now? What is her message? Workaholic. Just check that out for a second. Okay. Now let's look at this. Okay. It's a blue chakra, so I'll read that for you really quick so you can understand what the blue chakra represents, and then we'll move on to the actual card. The blue chakra says, find your way of expressing yourself. The overall impression is communication. Keywords are truth, communication, loyalty, serenity, faith, spirituality, creativity, and expression. The manifesting intention says the cards of the fifth chakra, the throat chakra, reveal at a core level matters of communication. This includes creative focus and your ability to be heard and understood. Remember what it was saying? You feel like people just don't hear you out, like you're trying to get your point across and it just wasn't, you know, but now it's kind of saying like step out of that and like don't worry about that as much as, you know, making sure that you're getting out there and actually experiencing life and not letting it kind of like limit you, you know, because you feel misunderstood. And if you do feel misunderstood, like try to find people who are going through similar things, because of course you'll get the validation there, you know. That's kind of where you get it if you can't get it in your immediate environment. So thanks, Samuel. Okay, so your ability to be heard and understood. Being able to communicate the truth you feel in your heart will bring forward all the positive attributes of these cards. When you deny your heart's knowledge, challenges will present themselves. Okay, that's important. It says here you will find a definition of personal leadership and redefine beliefs that no longer serve you. Personal responsibility will be brought into play. The blue cards are a reflection of how you relate to the world. All matters concerning self-expression will be revealed. These include personal forms of expression such as writing, art, speaking, and presentation skills. The resulting experiences in your life are linked to how you communicate with the world around you. Okay, and if you're not, then that's also going to reflect what happens, obviously. And it's limiting, you know, we know that now. So, okay, so with how you communicate with the world around you, in essence, this means that you will not get what you asked for, but you will get who you are reflected back to you. Okay. Perfect. So, workaholic. It's the character of this card is Brad Blueberry. It says here, the earthly brown of creation mixes with inspirational violet. This card indicates one of the most powerful manifesting energies. Nice. Now you are very prolific. If what you are creating stalls, you may need to recharge. Know your limits. Okay. So, wow. Okay. So that's even more insight into the situation what we were talking about before, because I feel like you know, you kind of, it said you needed to heal from something and you need to kind of face something, right? So it's like, even if you took that time to yourself, I feel like you kind of weren't really doing much with it, like in regards to facing or healing. So it's like, you know, and it was limiting. It says, if what you're creating stalls, you may need to recharge. So that was that Four of Wands, or I'm sorry, that Four of Swords there too. That one that, you know, they were laying down, because it's like resting, healing, you know, remember we were talking about that? So it's going to be important that you recognize that and do something about that, instead of just kind of like being alone and, you know, ruminating and stressing. It's like time to actually like heal yourself if you can, you know, working towards that at least. Like not alone time just feeling shitty about yourself, you know. If we can see it that way, that will be helpful. So it says know your limits, okay? Know your limits. And let's see here. And also too, okay, real quick, sorry. Just want to like get it all out there, because I'm seeing a lot in this for you. One of the most powerful manifesting energies, it says. So yeah, there's a lot that can happen for you right now. So hang on a second. So if you're feeling like you're stuck in a rut, you know, that might be about to change, you know, but it's really kind of like you can make a lot happen for yourself right now, which is cool. So, okay. It's fine. Just all right. Sorry, having some difficulties here. Okay. So yeah, you can really make a lot happen for yourself right now. So that's cool, but know your limits, of course. Okay. Where are we at? Okay, workaholic. I feel like there's going to be a lot that's going to go on for you soon. Okay, so it says, while I worked, my life happened. Okay, so the legend says, Brad Blueberry paints and paints and paints. He has no time for anything other than perfecting his art. An elder Blueberry reminds Brad that one day he will be old and shriveled too, so he'd better live life to the fullest. Brad takes the advice and discovers that having fun enriches and sharpens his art. Remember what we were saying? Experience life. He finds out that life is what makes work valuable. Okay? So the inspiration says, are you waiting to complete your career before you live your life? Busy work may be helping you hide from the real issues. Okay, so another way to look at that from what we were saying before is like, you know, not only isolating and not actually healing, but like working and doing all kinds of stuff. Remember I said you're kind of like running a chicken with its head cut off, but like going nowhere at the same time, like kind of just stressing. So it's like, if that's what you're doing, like it's kind of limiting you anyway, because you're kind of like not experiencing life in the way that you kind of need. Oh my god, you said my true node's in Gemini. Okay, chicken with its head cut off. That's kind of what we're talking about there, so that makes a lot of sense. So if you can find a way to kind of like focus on something too, like you need to find something and dedicate yourself to it and commit yourself to it, instead of wanting to do all kinds of different things at once and never finishing anything. You know, you have so much ability to kind of like be like, you're very versatile, you can do so many things at once and you can get so much done, but try to, you know, finish things. You'll be a lot more pleased with yourself if you're able to do that. You'll feel a lot more like accomplished, you know. Okay, so the inspiration. Yeah. Are you waiting to complete your career before you live your life? Busy work may be helping you hide from the real issues. Okay. The personal inquiry, so this is for you to ask yourself. It says, am I working too much and suffering from burnout? Is there something important that I'm avoiding doing? I think yes. Remember, healing is going to be important for you too. So key ideas are feelings of inadequacy, transformation indicated, not being fulfilled by work, heeding warnings, refreshing your mind to improve your work. Okay, definitely all of these things. Keywords are talent, fun, and friends. So what were we just saying? Talent, of course. But, you know, you can do so many things, but, you know, just like finishing them and feeling like, okay, I've done so many things, I've actually done these things. And fun and friends, experiencing life, okay? So your meditation here at the bottom says, You know, you can choose to do this or not, but I think it might be a good idea. It says, imagine completing something you are excited about. There we go. Completing something you're excited about. Now stretch your arms out. Become aware that you are floating on water. The water is at the perfect temperature and in harmony with your body. The lady in the lake is holding you. Feel yourself twirling freely and playing in this space. She invites you to relax into her. Enjoy. Okay, so here you go. This is what I just read to you if you want to look it over yourself. I don't know if that's coming in clear for you. It looks like it is for me, so hopefully it is for you. But either way, if you want to, you know, hear this again, you can just rewind this. Or sometimes I find that, you know, reading something myself will kind of hit different. So if you want to look this up, I'm sure it's online somewhere. It's the Chakra Wisdom Oracle. And you got the card Workaholic. So hopefully that resonated for you, Glitter Goblin. I think that was a really great reading. I hope that it made sense for you. Let me know how you felt about it, for sure. Please comment after this video is over. I'm about to end it right now, so you guys, thank you for being here. Thanks for everybody who donated. I really appreciate your support and you being here. Please like this video if you get a chance. Just takes a second. And if you haven't subscribed already, please go ahead and do that. I will see you guys later tonight. I'm going to be going live again, so I'll catch you guys there. I hope to see you. Be there, be square. I will see you guys later. Thanks, have a good day. And